BC here. Hi guys. Well, lunch break. Really lousy weather, but it's just not raining now, so I'm taking a walk and thought I'd take this chance for a bit of a vlog. And I wanted to follow up actually on something I heard on Fekwick's channel, Andy's channel, yesterday about Christmas. We've been a bit of a running gag calling him the Grinch lately, but there certainly is something there. I mean, what he talks about the Christmas period, December, and so on. I mean, like you know, all this extra stress that it brings, and you know, end of year reviews, end of year budgets, and so on. And tonight we have a Christmas party. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, "Oh no, not the Christmas party." Yeah, well, you know, that's part of the stress maybe he's talking about, for example, is that here we are, you know, already calculating, okay, look, let's create a little subgroup because I don't want to end up sitting next to this person all evening, and that'll spoil my evening, and so on, and, you know, having to be on guard. Yeah, I mean, things like that are certainly part of this end of year December stress. Or, for example, the Christmas card run. Yeah, okay. I solved that problem actually a while back. It's coming back maybe with YouTube actually, but I solved it a while back because I started making a letter, a common letter, where I give news. I have to do it I make it in two languages, in French and in English, but a common letter with the news. And thanks to email, well, I send it off. So I mean, it's kind of a decorated letter. I mean, a few family pictures and family news. But it has saved me a lot of time and actually a lot of money in a way, because it saves on stamps. Okay, it's not quite as nice as a card. Now that much I agree. I mean, there's a lot less decoration when you get that letter. But I'm thinking of myself here, I suppose. Okay, just cross over on the road. Now, I'm in one of the industrial parts of town where I'm walking right now, beside the river. Now, you know, I mean, other stress comes up, you know, like for example, I know we're talking about the Christmas cookies and so on. There's a different type of stress though when your children get older. You know, it's like I say, the different variants of stress. Of course, Christmas, when you have small children, can be a nice period, but you got to get everything kind of ready. You know, when they're older, I think they also have less expectations in a way, but they're also, I mean, you know, very often thinking about girlfriend, boyfriend, so on, and spending time with them. So actually, that does change the optic of Christmas. I mean, if you end up being alone or in a couple. I've never been extremely strong on Christmas presents. I mean, when the children were small, of course, and of course, I mean, I always bought a present for my wife, but you know, somehow I never liked limiting presents to Christmas or what. I mean, if I saw something that I found was nice and that my wife would like, or somebody else, well, I would, if the budget was there, I mean, I would buy it and just give it. I mean, for me, that was actually something I didn't really take into account about having to be a Christmas present. Although it is nice, I suppose, if you have something under the tree. And then talking about trees, well, I don't know, I kind of like a natural tree. My family, when I was a smaller boy, we had a natural tree which we'd go and cut ourselves in the woods. And then we had an artificial tree, which was a really nice one for years. I mean, a really, really nice one. And since since we've been married, we've always had natural trees. They're becoming very expensive though. But I don't know, there's just something about that. It's a bit like, you know, I would say it goes in the same line as I barbecue with charcoal. I don't use I don't use gas. I like using charcoal. It's the same thing with trees. I like a natural tree. I don't know. That's probably part of the character. Now, I got time's getting on. 5 minutes, okay. Well, I guess one thing is that to get back to Andy's, I would say, attitude toward Christmas, I can understand a lot of things. And the only part of Christmas that I actually really like, if I could put it that way, is probably the break. It's the break of, taking some time off and maybe being with the family. I mean, even though I like making meals, I like to have things in a relaxed atmosphere. And that is what probably comes up a lot is, the stress related to Christmas could be related to meals and so on. Somebody's looking at me. Had to cut there just for a second because somebody came up and actually wanted to ask something. I guess anyway, just some guy who never seen a camera before, I guess. I lost where I was, but anyway, the thing is that I think the main thing I'm trying to find, at least at Christmas, is this time together, where where you do have some time with family, and I think that's part of the quality time that I find nice in Christmas. But again, the stress factor comes in and can kill a lot of the pleasure, I guess. And then Andy, at the end of all this thing, I'm probably going to turn into a Grinch myself. But I still like Christmas. I like the decorations. I know sometimes they're kitschy, but it's something that I still like. I like the family time, and I hate the stress. Yes, I do. I hate, actually, like I said, probably the largest part is what's related to work. I find that why should the year end at the end of the year, though? You know what I mean. But for guys like Andy, I can imagine it, especially if you have to work over Christmas. It's just a time like any other. Vacation, I can imagine it for you, Andy, a vacation, I mean normal vacation, whenever it is the most, I would say, blessed time of the year. Well, just a rant to go on. It was, I say, kind of an answer to another rant. And, guys, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like about this season. I mean, it's one of the main topics of the season, isn't it? What do I like, what do I don't like? Okay, so DC signing off. Take care.